Hello, everybody. Go ahead and type in who you are and where you're calling from, and if you want, you can include your rank with Evo. So we only have a short period of time, you guys, for these trainings. I've been trying to ask everyone to please add me on your Facebook Messenger. That way, if we don't have time to go over some of the questions that you might have, I have a way to find you and get you the answers that you needed. Can everybody see the share screen that I have on there? Well, okay, so before we get started tonight, I'm just going to go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Tanya Delphus. I'm a silver consultant with Evolution Travel. The letterhead that you see on the background page is my letterhead that I use for my business. My business is Adventures Travels. My name is Tanya Delphus. Again, you guys find me on Facebook and add me as a messenger. Add me on your messenger. There are plenty of other Evo Facebook pages, calls, and groups that you can stay plugged into, you guys. And again, everybody works different schedules. We're on different time zones. If you guys haven't taken advantage of some of these groups that I have listed down here, go ahead and try and join. They have a lot of useful information. The morning sunrise inspiration call is a phone call. Great way to get your morning going. It's a little early for us here on the West Coast. It's 5:30 in the morning. But it really sets my morning when I'm able to get on the call. Huge shout out to GJ Nicholson. She has the travel questions and answers page. She has great trainings, all kinds of links you guys can go to and get on for training. So take advantage of the other groups that we have, you guys. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So I have to get out of share screen. Sorry. I'm still learning all the technology here. All righty. So tonight we're going to go over Expedia Taap and Vax Vacation Access. Again, before we get started, you guys in your back office, if you go back in and click on the PTA training where we all went when we first started, there's a short little video in here about Vax and Expedia Taap. And any of the modules that you guys went through for your training is available to you. I'm just scrolling down. So if you have questions or you can't read your notes, I mean, I went through it really quick. I couldn't read my own handwriting when I took the notes. Everything, all these trainings when we first come in are in the back office. So let's get out of there. And before we get started on TAP, the steps that we went over in the last training about all the forms that you use and the information you gather with your client contacts, all that information makes this part super easy and super fun. So when you get to Expedia Taap, always be sure that you sign in under TAP. So many of us had a regular Expedia account, especially if we booked our own travel. Make sure you're in TAP. Make sure TAP shows up on your screen when you're booking or you won't get commissions. So go ahead and sign in. And again, you guys, I apologize. We're having way better internet issues, but it's still slow. Okay, and when you get on the screen, It shows you all the different things you can book right here underneath the packages. You can do hotels only. You can do flights, cars. Under the things to do tab, they have all different kinds of shore excursions, activities, shows, cars. They have car rentals. So we're going to go ahead and do a bundle deal tonight just to walk through. We're going to do, and again, you can choose what you want to do here, flight, hotel, and car. And we're just going to start. My client wants to fly out of Detroit, and they want to go to Miami. And Expedia Tap, when you type in just the first few lines, that will usually show up, give you choices. We'll go back here again. As you guys can see, I just typed in D. All your choices show up here. So just make sure you click the right ones. We'll say they're leaving on the 27th, coming back November 3rd. They need one room. These guys in their reservation form said they only need a room for one night, simply because they're meeting family and going to stay with family and friends the rest of their stay. There's a little box right here that says I only need a hotel for part of my stay. And this is great, you guys, if you're doing a pre-cruise round trip airfare for a cruise and they need a pre-cruise hotel for flying in the day before so they don't miss their flight. So it opens up another box down here when you check this box. If you don't check it, you're done. If you check the box, this comes up. So they only need it for the first night that they get in. So we're going to mark the 27th, and they're going to depart on the 28th. Again, for 2 adults. Come on, computer. Okay. Again, we're going to refer back to the forms we discussed and your client contacts. All the things that you'd asked them questions either with your checklist that we found in the back office or with your travel reservation form. You can go over here on the left-hand side in the filters, and it breaks down your search for you. And if you scroll through here, I'm not going to do it because my computer's slow, but there's probably hundreds of rooms available for this choice because I left it open. So we're going to go here to neighborhood, and you just click on the arrow. And again, show more. It'll give you all the different areas that you want to find your hotel in. So they're going to go to Hollywood Beach with their family. So we're going to click there. And then it's going to repopulate. The list will repopulate itself. Amenities, same thing. Click on the drop-down menu. Maybe. Oh. So these are all their amenities. The one they wanted was free parking because they're getting a rental car. So you click here again, the list will repopulate itself. So meal plans. So now that brought us down from a whole bunch of different hotels to, we're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, the other ones are sold out, but you can see what it does, you guys. It breaks down your search so you're not having to go through hundreds of things. Meal plans, they said, oh, if we can get a place with breakfast, that'd be great. If not, it's no big deal. So we're going to click on breakfast. And when it repopulates itself, guess what? There's nothing left for me to look. So breakfast was a deal breaker. So we're just going to go back in here and take breakfast off. And then it repopulates itself again. So just to go down a little bit and show you the options, I'm not going to click because the computer's being crazy. Property types. If they want a certain, if they want a vacation home, a villa, a bed and breakfast. Again, you guys, as you type or check these boxes, the smaller and smaller your list gets, you need to go back and uncheck some boxes if they aren't game changers for the client. Again, you can choose for popular locations, which are located around the activities that they have in the area. So something's close. And then again, accessibility. If you have someone who needs a handicap accessible bathroom, a roll-in shower, these are all things that you guys could have, can narrow your search with. So we've got what we needed on here. We're going to go back up and let's see. Those are sold out. So they said that they would rather spend a little bit of money on the room and spend more money on their trip. However, all these rooms are pretty much in the same price range. Again, on this top bar where it says sort by, you can have distance, price, guest rating, and then it gives you an option for more things that you want to look for. So we're going to go by price for the room because that was what was important to the client. So the cheapest one we have is the Nights Inn. So what I'm going to do, anything that's highlighted in blue, you guys can click on. So we're going to click on Nights Inn. And when this populates, this is all the information that you need for your hotel. So as you scroll down a little bit, it shows you with the +0, means that this is the amount that's included in this total price up here at the top. So, and it shows you, can you guys mute your lines, please? Somebody has background noise. Can you guys mute your lines, please? Thank you. So here it shows what's available in the room. Again, if you click on the blue, it tells you the room information. This room has 2 double beds, a refrigerator, microwave. So anything in blue, you guys can click on it. It'll give you drop-down information. Let's keep scrolling. Here's some more important information. Free self-parking. It says it right on their site. So, and these are the other things that it includes. Location, property features, amenities. And then down here, we're going to go where it says fees. It says the following fees and deposits are charged by the property. Pet fee, $100 per pet per stay. It does not really say in here that if they have a resort fee or don't have a resort fee or an additional fee is due. So this is a time that I would call the hotel. And usually their information to call them is right up here at the top by their name and their address. Just pick up the phone and call and make sure that there's not another fee that's going to be due to your client when they get on site that's over and above the reservation. So this room looks good. We're going to select it. Come on, computer. I need TiVo for my computer or something to make it go faster. That's a trade-off I get for living in the mountains, you guys. Now it brings us to where you can pick the airlines. And again, the airlines are pretty self-explanatory, you guys. Again, these dollar amounts over here. So the dollar amount is $525, which is $263 per person, which includes all the fees, and it's including everything right now. So if you, let's say 4:10 p.m., they don't want to get there, or they don't want to leave at 4:10. That's a nonstop flight. That's probably what I would pick, but it doesn't always work with the client's schedule. If you need to choose another one, it will repopulate the list. So let's just say nonstop, 3 hours and 7 minutes. They want to get there at noon. So the 7 p.m. or the 11 p.m. didn't work for them. So we're going to pick this one. We're going to hit select. And as you see at the top, it repopulated the price, you guys. So now it makes it $388 per person. On the way back, they have a choice of in the morning or the afternoon. Again, they're going to have a late night, so we're going to pick the 125 flight, and it gets them back at 4:30 in the afternoon. It doesn't add anything additional to their cost. And on the flights, sorry, you guys, I skimmed past it, but the drop-down boxes, you can do the preferences as well for nonstop flights, time of day for flight, and it'll unpopulate that list for you and make your search even smaller if you have time frames you have to work in. Now it's going to bring us up to rental cars. Okay. So they said that when they get there with family, they're going to need a minivan. So I'm not even going to scroll through all these. I'm going to go over here to the left where it's populated and look up minivan. They need to seat 6 people. So I'm just going to click on minivan. It's going to repopulate all these cars so I don't have to scroll through all of them. And it brings me up the choices for the minivan. So this one adds $41 a day. This one adds $60. Again, it's what your client needs, you guys. So this one has 4 or 5 doors. I know they're staying with older parents and they might have things to pack in and out. So I'm going to go ahead and select this one. Oh, are you kidding me? Love technology. Come on. Does anyone have any questions so far? Okay, when you get to this portion, it gives you a little overview of the right-hand side. And if you click on the drop-down menus, it will open up and give you the information. This is your flight information. This is your hotel information in your minivan. Tells you the total amount that would be due today. When you're on this page, you have to fill in on Expedia. Each time you put a new client in, you have to add a new traveler. So once you guys start getting clients and they're repeat clients, if you click the drop-down menu, you will see people that you can put in and it automatically populates their information. You can go in and edit it. So we're going to use a returning client. I'm not even going to do this part anyway. So all this is self-explanatory. The second traveler, again, you need to add new travelers. Who's checking in, who's driving. Below that is your trip protection. Again, you guys, I can't stress enough from the last training. Trip protection is so important. It's our job to educate them as to what's covered when they take a trip and what's not under their travel protection. So yes, they're going to get it for any reason and spend $80 or $82. It's worth it. If the highway's tied up or whatever, these guys don't need car insurance because their car insurance covers it. So we're going to click no. And if you go back up to the top, it now repopulates the total with their travel protection added on. So, and the same thing when payment. When you guys get to this end, it's all self-explanatory. You put the information in. When you get to the next page to submit the booking, I print that page just in case. I mean, you see what kind of technical difficulties I have with my internet. I'm not saying that everybody has problems like that, but anything can happen while you guys are doing a booking. So I print that page. I also send the email to the client and one to myself. So I have the information in case they can't find it. It's lost in their junk mail. I always send everything I book to myself via email, so I have the documentation. Okay, let's go up to chat. Where do you add travel insurance? Okay, I got, did you see that one? It says Nexus 7. It doesn't have your name in there. Okay, any other questions for Expedia Tap, you guys? We're probably going to get cut off. It's only 40 minutes. I forget about my internet being slow, so we'll switch right over to.
I have a question.
Pardon?
I have a question.
Go ahead, hon.
I said I have a question. Okay, this is Ramona from Chicago. Did you say they didn't need insurance for the car rental because their insurance covers it?
Correct. My personal car insurance that I have, my vehicle insurance, covers my rental cars. I have an extra policy that covers rental
Yes.
cars underneath my personal policy. And
Oh, okay, okay.
that's an option for them. If you don't have it, for an example, my son has just liability only. He doesn't, if he rents a car, he purchases the insurance for the $10 a day or whatever the cost is for the insurance. But you have a choice. You don't have to take it if you have other coverage. Did that answer?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so Vax. Again, you guys, everything looks overwhelming. Don't be afraid to get in these sites and go through and mess around. You're not going to hurt anything. You know, if you don't enter a credit card information, no harm, no foul. Do not be afraid to get in and play around with the different things that you have going on. So Vax, we're just going to go in here real quick and leave it at Fun Jets. Oh, I wanted to show you guys this before we go. If you're not sure who to use when you're going into Vax, because there's so many vendors, if you go into destination information, this is on the top blue line, you can click on the destination for where you're going, and it'll bring up, let's just click on, we'll do Hawaiian Island. Sorry for the lapse, you guys. I deal with it every day, so it doesn't bother me, but so it has Hawaii destinations, hotels by supplier. And in case you didn't know, if you're not registered with all the different vendors, you can go in the back office in the travel cafe and ask to be added to some of these suppliers. There is a process for registering for the suppliers. But anyways, here you have it, all the list of the people. So I use Blue Sky Tours, so I'm just going to click on Blue Sky Tours. And it brings you back to the same box that's on the main page if you click on vacation packages as soon as it populates. Come on. Oh, I take that back. I'm sorry. It gave you the information for Blue Sky. So it tells you what hotels that they are affiliated with. So if there was a specific hotel that you guys wanted to click on, we'll just click here. that your client said, I specifically want to go to this hotel. And it just gives you the information on the hotel. And then over here, your drop-down box is on the right-hand side that you can populate. It already has the information in here where they're going to fly out of Portland. They want to go to the Big Island. These are the dates they want to travel. 2 adults, no children. We want to add travel protection. So we're going to hit search. If you don't hit the travel protection button, there is an option in here as well when you get to the checkout page. Okay, so this totally populated everything for me. You can click on each box and change it if you don't like it. So if you don't like this flight or you don't like this flight, all you need to do is click on outbound flights and it will repopulate you a list just like we saw in Expedia Taap, and you can pick and choose. Same with the hotel. This is the one they wanted, so that's the one I'm going to keep. Again, any of the blue information you guys can click on and it will repopulate the list for you to have more choices. We're going to go down here to rental cars. And if you scroll past the top, it tells you the different companies you can choose from, the location, the description of the plan that they're using for there. So we're just going to click this one. Okay, then where it says features, Blue Sky Advantage is included whenever you book Blue Sky. And again, click on the blue items and it'll tell you what each thing's for. Vacation Protection Plus, we clicked it ahead of time. If we did not, all you need to do is click where it says features. Come on, computer. And again, when you start scrolling down, so here's the Vacation Plus and the packages. If you just want to get a change or cancellation penalty, it doesn't cover as much as Vacation Protection does. Again, if you click on here, it's going to tell you everything that it covers. Then as you go down, ground transportation, if they weren't getting a rental car, you can get them round trip transfers from the airport to the hotel or resort. Oh, it's going to bump me off here in a few minutes. 10 minutes, it says. So, and this one wasn't a good example, you guys. If we were to go on some other places, there would have been hundreds of excursions and activities and things they could click. And again, if you want to do something, you just click on it. We want to get them a standard lay greeting at the airport. Again, we're going to click on the blue to see what it says. And under highlights and general information, it tells you exactly what you're getting for that amount of money. So we're going to go ahead and select. We're going to update the cart. Okay, and then it gives you the amount for your client. You can click here and see your commission next week. We can go over the reports and itineraries if you guys would like me to in Expedia and Vax. And again, it's pretty much the same as on any of the other sites. So Every site's a little different, but it's pretty much the same in general. So here it shows my commission is 136. You can increase or decrease your commission right here, you guys. Hit increase, decrease by percentage or by dollars, and it will set your own commission. Always print the itinerary or the email. This is how I create a sales email for the client. I save the itinerary, so it's in here. I just name it. And then you can always go back and find it again. Expedia Taap, you can do the same thing. There's places you can save and find your information. Maybe we'll have to go over that next week. So let me open up the chat box here since we only had a few minutes. Where do you see how much commission was made? And was that in, Ashley, was that for Vax or for Expedia Taap?
For Expedia Taap.
Expedia Taap. Gotcha. I wonder if I can go back. We might get cut off, you guys, so try and find it real quick. When you're in commission, this should show up on your first page if you hit go to reports. You can do a commission report or an itinerary report. We're just going to do search. This will populate your commissions on things that you have done. And it tells you your commission dollars. Some things you don't get commission for. It does everything as a separate transaction. And these are the things that you need to fill out your booking and commission form with Archer. I went too far past the page that we were in where it shows you your commission. It's on the last page, Ashley. When you get to the point where you are going to book it for your client, there's a spot you can click and see what it'll tell you what your commission would be. Does anyone have any more questions? It looks like we have about 3 more minutes left. And I know it was really quick, but I was just trying to do an overview. Again, I can just tell you guys, don't be afraid to go in and mess around with the sites. It's not going to hurt anything. It really isn't. I would make up fake things or fake trips, go in and play with it. That gave me the courage to start looking around and finding different things that are on the sites. It's, you know, I sent them to myself so that I knew what the emails looked like that my clients were getting. You know, don't be afraid to push the buttons. If you're not sending them any credit card information, nothing's going to get charged on your card, or nothing's going to go through, and it's not going to hurt you in any way, shape, or form. Oh, you guys are so welcome. Thank you very much. And you guys feel free. I think next week we can do that. We'll touch on the reports and doing a booking and travel commission form, because that's so important. As soon as you book a trip, you want to fill out the booking and commission form in your back office so that you get paid for it. Because if you guys don't get them in on time and Archer gets the money and they sit on it, you lose part of your commission because they're having to handle that transaction without being able to put it where it needs to go. So it's really important that you guys do your travel and booking form at time of booking. You can always add stuff to it if they add something on it. We'll go over how to find your commissions in Taap. We did it in Vax, but I can show you how to print out the paperwork that you're going to need to fill out your forms, and we'll go over filling out a travel and commission form next week. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you logging on. And if there's any kind of trainings that you guys want me to go over in the future, please feel free to private message me, and we can go through it quickly. I really appreciate it. You guys have a great evening.